What's up, everybody? It's Flux of fluxwithit.com, and I'm rocking the Force outside. How am I doing that? I found a battery, the Cristonia, and this thing will let you power your Force, MPC Live, MPC X, outside, mobile. Not only will it allow you to power that, but it'll allow you to power a whole host of other studio gear as well, because it gives you variable DC voltage that's selectable. Alright, so let's go over a few of the features of the Cristonia battery pack that I've actually tested out myself. So when I was researching these online, the first thing that worried me is that there were two different battery banks by the same company, and one was a bit bigger than this and has more battery life. However, it's also bigger by about 2 inches. And I thought to myself, okay, well, this size is pretty nice, it's pretty compact. The larger one might last longer, but if I can get by with at least 4 hours, I'd be really happy. When I first got it, it was charged up to about 85% or so. So I set right forth and I was like, let's see what happens with this. And I plugged it in and I used it with the Force, and I think the battery lasted maybe 2 hours. It was barely 2 hours, if that. So I said, okay, well, maybe it just needs to be, recalibrated and fully charged. So I charged it up overnight and I tried it the next day and I got 6 hours, no problem out of it. Next day I did it again, charged it up fully, played with it all day long. I had this thing running beats, and I was periodically creating beats on it. When I would walk away, I was leaving it playing. I would come back to touch the screen to make sure it would stay awake, using the pads, had the pads at full brightness, all that good stuff. I was able to get 7.5 hours out of this thing without any problem at all. And that was with it outputting a rather decent amount of voltage, by playing speakers and all that sort of thing. Able to use the CV, no problem at all. So I would say, conservatively speaking, 6 hours is on the low side, and I was able to get closer to 8 hours when I was finished with all my testing on this thing. So this little battery pack will last you all day. Now, the other side of it was, when I first plugged it up, I was a bit concerned because it wasn't doing pass-through, and I said, what's the deal? I really wanted to have this thing charging and have it connected to the Force and powering the Force at the same time. So if I decided, hey, I need to move it somewhere else in my studio, whatever else, I can just unplug it from the power source, keep it plugged into the Force, and just move my stuff along with it. And that was not working at first. What I found out is that you have to power it on in a specific way in order for that to work. So while it's charging, you have to hold this button down for 2 seconds, and it will, because this will already be lit while you're charging. But when you hold it down like that, it will reset and you'll see a little charging symbol, and then you got to reselect your voltage because you have different voltage amounts that this thing will output. So right here we have 5 volt, 8.4, 9 volt, 12 volt, 16 volt, 20 volt. So you want to make sure that it's already plugged into your device, and that you select the correct voltage and then turn it on. For the Force, that's going to be 20 volts. The voltage regulator in there will handle that. 1 volt difference isn't going to hurt anything, so don't worry about that. I have tried this with the Electron Analog Rhythm. I have tried it with the Dave Smith Tempest. I have tried it with my Eurorack supplies, the Rack Brute power supplies. No problem with any of that stuff. It just works, and again, it's got so much power to it that you're going to be able to get hours and hours of usage out of that, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, so you can be outputting 3 amps with this. So if you have a Eurorack case and you're, really, that's like any Tip-Top Micro Zeus, like any of the switching power supplies, none of them really go above 3 amp that I can think of off the top of the head. Maybe the 4MS, but yeah, I mean, this is going to power your Eurorack supply just fine. But Akai Force, Akai MPC ONE, even the MPC X, this is going to power all that stuff perfectly fine for many hours. So I highly recommend you check this thing out. It's only about $95, and I believe that they have a coupon on there as well. So I put a link in the description for this thing. It's an Amazon affiliate link. If you use it, I might get some kind of kickback. I'll probably end up seeing like $1 a month out of that thing. I'm not really too worried about it, but hey, it's a way for you to support, so why not do it? This is Flux of fluxwithit.com. Peace.